And they good. This thing is getting really, really interesting.
Wow, another tomato can that the Warriors beat up. Another nice victory. Yeah, beat
So
nobodies again.
Steph Curry was asked about retirement. And a great quote. He said it's not about stats or anything. It will be, can I still dominate a game? Here's the good news. He didn't last night, and they blew out another team. And I want you to think about this. Think about this. So they traded, got him out of town, Andrew Wiggins, wing player, 18 points a game in his career. They brought in Jimmy Butler, wing player, career 18 points a game. That shouldn't radically change the team, right? 18 points leaves, 18 points arrives. Nope. Our hunch, my hunch was right. Totally different players. Wiggins is soft, empty calories, floats around, forgettable, and Jimmy Butler is intentional, intense, physical, impactful. There's a gravity. Analytics does not measure all this stuff. Wing players, 18 a game. No, totally different players. Butler generates double teams. He's creative. He gets guys shots. He is an attacking player every possession. He creates advantages. Wiggins benefited from advantages created by other players. And that is the big difference. Jonathan Kuminga returned last night. Oh, another 20 points a game. Last night you had 8 guys in double figures. Butler wasn't even one of them. Steph didn't even play well. But it shows the whole in a lot of analytics and a lot of stats. 18 a game leaves, 18 a game arrives. Totally different team. 8 guys in double figures. They got a guy from like the Netherlands, a big who has a nice shooting touch. And Warriors are now 13-1 with Jimmy Butler. And again, he did not play last night particularly well. But this thing is real. I know you're saying, well, it's a lot of tomato cans. But when your 2 best players don't play well and you blow people out, it's an incredible influence. We all know Steph has always had a massive influence on the history of basketball. Combine that with the influence Butler has with the Warriors, and here's Shaq after.
The last 3-4 years, everybody has been running the three-man weave at the top of the key. Every team is shooting threes, and they want to blame it on analytics. It's because everybody wanted to beat the Golden State Warriors because of this guy.
Yeah. Listen, what Jimmy Butler brings to the Warriors is a depth of intensity and intentionality that is hard to quantify. Let me see if I can get back to there. Yeah. Being pushed in the middle of games, being pushed in practices. I mean, if you ever watch famously, Kobe Bryant practices, and just the level of intensity, and intentionality. That's more than just barking at people. It's just keeping everybody accountable in any given moment. And basketball, we know this, right? It's a grind. 82 games basketball season is a lot. You're traveling all over the country. It's a lot. And when you don't really have that energy, when you don't have the feeling that you can win, it's hard. It's just a lot of games to play when you don't know what you're really actually playing for. And in football, you have a lot less games, but it's such a physical sport that if you don't know what you're playing for, it's hard to kind of, bring the level of intensity that you need. And so when you add a Jimmy Butler to this team, it is such jet fuel that gets injected to a team like this that you're just kind of like, all right. So yeah, even if it is the same 18 points, there's still a level of intensity that now elevates everyone else around you, right? Like you need to know what you're playing for. You need to know what you're playing for. And this Warriors team truly feels like they can win it all. And when everyone feels like they can win it all, you get the best out of everyone from Steph all the way down to the names that people don't even know. The people that you don't even see on the bench, quite frankly, right? The coaching staff, training staff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it just permeates the whole team. And, so I think that's the effect that we're seeing more than anything. Not to mention Jimmy Butler is just so much more of a relentless player. I don't think we need to, pull down Wiggins because he was a major reason why they won their last ring. He just was. There was many key moments in those games that he did step up and he did, play that role that you needed when he was aggressive. And there were many moments that, like, he was pretty much going to be the more physically gifted, so to speak, person on the court that needed to make a play for the Warriors because he's just going to be a little bit bigger, stronger, and faster than, a Steph, a Clay, etc. And he did it. He did it against, the Mavs, the Celtics. Like, there was moments. And so, again, hat tip to them. They don't win it without him, and he knew how to, play high-level football with the Warriors. He fit in, incredibly nicely. But, yeah, he definitely does not bring the level of intensity that a Jimmy Butler can bring. And at this point in the careers of Draymond, of Steph, etc., yeah, you do need that intensity. You do need that. It cannot be understated. It cannot be overstated. So, yeah, I still find it kind of crazy that we still keep asking this question. Are Warriors contenders in West? Like, every single Golden State Warriors clip is just, are the Warriors contenders? And it's like, yes, I thought we've already been over this. Yes, they are contenders. They are contenders. I think the best thing they have going for them is going on this win streak, obviously, and trying to see if they can kind of work themselves, through the standings. You'd have to kind of do the math to see really just how, what's the possibility, how high can they get to, but, what's the possibility. But, as long as his team is healthy and fresh and doesn't have to just kind of, go pedal to the floor to, to get to the finish line in terms of just like kind of going into the playoffs. I think that they are, they're going to be a team that I don't know, even if you have all the confidence in the world in the Celtics, in the, the Nuggets, the, the Thunder, etc., you're talking about going up against the only team that has the true depth of experience, of winning, they know exactly what to do when they're down by 3 and there's a minute 20 to go in the fourth quarter in game 6, or if they're up by 2 and there's 35 seconds left, in the fourth, in game 5. They're the only team that to the core, they know exactly what to do. LeBron knows what to do for the Lakers. Luka doesn't know what to do. JJ Redick doesn't know what to do, quite frankly, as the coach. So it's different. The Warriors have done it endless amount of times. They've done it over the course of a literal decade. A literal decade. That matters. That level of experience matters. The Oklahoma City Thunder lost in the playoffs last year because of their execution. It wasn't because of their talent. It was not because of their talent. They made fundamental mistakes and did not know how to play winning playoff basketball. Straight up. It just straight up. That's what it got boiled down to. So that stuff matters. Of course, you obviously still need the talent. You can't trot out Steph Curry at 55 years old and he's like, well, I know how to win. And it's like, well, yeah, but you can't really run up and down the court. So obviously it needs to be balanced. But in playoffs, that matters so much. And in 7-game series, it especially matters. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Golden State Warriors being true contenders? Let me ask this question again. Do you guys think that the Warriors are legitimate contenders in the West? We didn't even really talk about Steph Curry, obviously reaching 4,000 3-pointers, which is just ridiculous. I love how people still want to downplay how great he is, and yet he has the most threes by a far margin, more than anyone in the history of the NBA, which, seems pretty important from a basketball game perspective, and yet they still want to kind of downplay his level of greatness. Like, still kind of crazy to me. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here. Absolutely love to see you part of it. I'm going to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.